They say change is the only constant in the NFL, but Cleveland Browns fans, this offseason, it's been a roller coaster ride with a twist no one saw coming. From quarterback intrigue to an emotional farewell that could write another chapter in orange and brown, we're diving into the kind of news that will tug at your heartstrings and keep you going. So buckle up, because what's happening behind the scenes in Berea could be the start of a new era for the Dawg Pound, and you won't want to miss a second of it. So hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! Let's start with the bang that didn't quite hit. Myles Garrett is staying. That's right. Despite his trade request after a disappointing 2024 season, the face of our defense has signed a monstrous 4-year, $160 million contract extension. For a moment, it looked like we might lose the Defensive Player of the Year candidate, and just as quickly, we saw the front office sign him. It was a decision that sent shockwaves through the AFC North. Why? Because keeping Garrett meant more than just keeping sacks. It meant the team was still fighting for a championship window that is opening, not closing. But Garrett's not alone. With the 5th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Browns added powerhouse Mason Graham to the defensive front. That selection wasn't just a choice, it was a statement. And to bolster the line even further, Cleveland signed veteran Malik Collins to a 2-year, $20 million deal. Collins, who played with the 49ers last year, isn't a household name. But you talk to insiders, guys like Lance Riesland, and you start hearing words like violent hands, short area burst, and outstanding movement skills. Those aren't just training camp cliches. Those are the ingredients for chaos on Sundays. Collins may not be logging every snap, but what he's showing on the practice field, the explosion, the technique, the tenacity, is catching eyes. And when pads go on, it's going to be time for him to prove why this signing might quietly be one of the smartest of the offseason. Remember, Coach Kevin Stefanski's blueprint hinges on time of possession and a suffocating defense. Collins might just be the cog that turns that blueprint into victories. And speaking of turning the corner, let's talk about a guy who's made a living doing just that. Denzel Ward, 4-time Pro Bowler, lockdown artist, leader in passes defended in 2024 with 19. Yet somehow, there's still another level. This offseason, Ward made it clear he's not satisfied with just knocking balls away. He wants takeaways. He wants to flip games. You get that interception, you're getting that ball back to your offense and changing the game, Ward told Cameron Justice of News 5 Cleveland. He's right, and Browns fans know it. Last season, this team had just 4 interceptions, dead last in the league. That's not a typo. That's a crisis. If Ward becomes the catalyst that turns pass breakups into turnovers, that defensive unit could go from great to elite. He had 49 tackles and 2 picks last year, but that number is poised to rise. It has to, if the Browns are going to get over the playoff hump. Now, let's pivot to the firestorm that's been simmering in the quarterback room. Shedeur Sanders. Yes, that's Shedeur, the 5th-round pick from Colorado who's shaking up the entire QB conversation in Berea. While other rookies might be easing into their roles, Sanders has shown he's not here to sit quietly. His numbers in minicamp? Astounding. A 77.4% completion rate, 41-453, 9 touchdowns, and just 1 pick. Let that sink in. The guy had the fewest reps and still outshined veterans like Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and fellow rookie Dylan Gabriel. Fox Sports' James Jones didn't mince words. You have to start this young boy week 1. The Browns have been searching for consistency at quarterback for what feels like forever, and suddenly, this late-round gem might be the answer. The poise, the arm, the leadership, it's all there. Sure, he took 42 sacks last season at Colorado, but that's a teachable flaw. The raw talent, that's something you can't coach. And Shedeur gets it. I got time, he said. Time to grow, to mature, to understand defenses. That's the mindset you want from a future franchise quarterback. But make no mistake, the pressure is real. The leash is short. Stefanski's not declaring a starter yet, but if Sanders keeps showing out, how long can you really keep him off the field? All of this, the Garrett saga, the new faces in the trenches, Ward's mission for picks, Sanders' rise, it's converging into a moment where the Browns aren't just rebuilding, they're recalibrating, redefining, maybe even rebirthing. And just when you thought the emotional meter couldn't spike any higher, Nick Chubb, the heart of this franchise for the better part of a decade, now a Houston Texan, but never really gone. His farewell message hit like a freight train, didn't it? Cleveland, you didn't just embrace me, you became family. Fans cried. Teammates nodded in solidarity. Chubb, the quiet warrior, leaving a legacy behind, but also, maybe leaving the door open. He said, until we meet again. That's not nothing. That's a spark. Could we see him back someday? Not in pads. Maybe. But as a one-day retiree, a coach, a mentor, the foundation he laid is permanent. And no matter where he plays, Cleveland will always be rooting for number 24. Now it's your turn. Browns Nation, Drop your thoughts in the comments, because the truth is, every storyline unfolding in Berea this offseason feels like it's carrying the weight of something bigger, something historical. There's a hunger in the locker room, a belief building among the fan base, and a pulse in this city that says, this year could be different. Let's go deeper into that quarterback room for a second, because while Shedeur Sanders has grabbed headlines with his accuracy and command during minicamp, we can't ignore the experience stacked behind him. Joe Flacco, a Super Bowl MVP. Kenny Pickett, fresh off a stint with the reigning Super Bowl champs. Dylan Gabriel, another promising rookie. But even with all that pedigree, Sanders is making the biggest impression. Why? It's not just stats, it's presence. Coaches and teammates are noticing his calm under pressure, his quick reads, his leadership in the huddle. Even in walkthroughs, he's showing command. This isn't just a young player with potential. This is a player who looks like he belongs already. And Browns fans know, it's been far too long since we've had a quarterback you could believe in. You can feel the shift. You can see the hope. It's not blind faith. It's based on what's happening every day on the field. That's what makes this quarterback battle so compelling. Stefanski has made it clear. This is an open competition. But how long can it stay that way if Sanders continues to outplay the others? The moment he lights up a preseason game, this conversation shifts from who might start to how can you not start him? And while we're watching that unfold, the defense is sharpening into something scary. Ward isn't alone in his mission to generate more takeaways. The entire secondary has taken last year's paltry 4 interceptions personally. Greg Newsome, Juan Thornhill, Brent Del Pitt, they've all been seen staying late after practice, working on ball drills, watching extra film. It's a cultural shift. No one's satisfied with almost. They want game changers, playmakers, and it's Ward leading that charge. Combine that urgency with the new force up front, Garrett, Graham, Collins, and suddenly, you're looking at a defense that could swing games by itself. Stefanski wants to run the ball, dominate the clock, and let his defense feast. If this unit turns pressure into turnovers, the entire formula clicks into place. And still, the emotional undercurrent of Nick Chubb's departure lingers. He didn't just rack up 6,843 rushing yards and 51 touchdowns. He became the identity of the Browns. Tough, quiet, relentless. And now, even as he suits up for Houston, his bond with Cleveland is unbroken. That goodbye message, it wasn't just words. It was a love letter, a possible promise. It's not wild to think Chubb could return someday. Maybe as a symbolic one-day contract. Maybe in a role that keeps him close to the team. He said it himself, Cleveland, you'll always have a piece of my heart. That's not the kind of thing you write unless there's more story left to tell. And for the fans, that's hope. That's healing. That's something to hold on to, even as the roster changes and the future takes shape. So Browns fans, now is your time. If you've been waiting for a season where everything feels like it's coming together, where the youth is rising, the defense is hungrier, and the quarterback of the future might already be here, this is it. But we want to hear from you. Do you think Shedeur Sanders should be QB1 in Week 1? Can the Browns finally become turnover machines on defense? And how do you feel about Chubb's legacy? Do you think we'll see him back in Cleveland in some form? Let us know in the comments. And if you loved this deep dive into everything Browns, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. This is just the beginning. We're covering every snap, every storyline, and every moment that matters for your Cleveland Browns, right here. Go Browns!